There is a side of Goa that doesn't shout for attention. It waits quietly between river tides and mangrove roots, where the backwaters move slowly and time feels unhurried. To reach it, you don't have to cross a bridge. You roll onto a ferry, let the river carry you, and leave the noise behind. As whitewashed church tower rise against the sky, and old Portuguese home stand with fading colors and silent stories, you realize this isn't the Goa of neon lights and crowded beaches. This is the Goa that whispers, and when the road opens into long stretches of wild grass, with nothing but wind, engine, and horizon ahead, you feel it completely. This is Divar Island, calm, timeless, and meant to be ridden slowly. The day started with Caravello Cafe and Bristow, which is located at heart of North Goa, around 2 kilometers from our place where we were staying. This cafe had a wide variety of breakfast options like French, English, and American, along with Indian. Usually on an weekend, it will be full, so make sure you go early or you have to wait. We also became English and ordered some English breakfast, and the folks with me, they really enjoyed the breakfast. You can see the glimpse of the items that we ordered for breakfast. We made sure we behave properly like a French or English guy. After riding for around half an hour from Carabella Cafe, we reached the ferry point of Divar Island. This ferry point is easily accessible on Google Map. You just put ferry terminal for Divar Island and it will take you to over here. You have to wait for the ferry to come in to this particular point, which sometimes take 10 to 15 minutes. However, for us it took only 5 minutes. And after all those passengers were coming from Divar Island on this particular ferry off boards, you can go and onboard the ferry along with your bike or your car. It is free for the bikes. However, for the cars, you might have to pay some amount to the ferry. Although it's only a 10 minutes ride from one shore to the opposite shore for the Divar Island from Goa, however, you still feel a sense of adventure while your bikes, your cars onboard the ferry and you're crossing the river or the backwater. One more part that you will also feel is leaving behind Goa. You literally see Goa fading away while you're going towards the Divar Island. One of the greatest feeling that I had during this trip. And then starts the ride in the Divar Island. It's quieter here. The road narrows, the mangroves leaning in as if guarding the island's secret. No honking, no rush, just the rhythm of engine, the soft rustle of leaves. You ride through the shadows. Then suddenly the trees part and the land opens to endless grass swing under the Goan sun. It doesn't feel like an entry, it feels like a transition, like you have crossed into a slower world. Isn't this about speed? No, this is about presence. This is where it says, Welcome to Divar Island. This isn't the Goa you think you know. No beach shacks, blasting music, no crowded streets chasing sunsets. Out here, the roads are empty, the pace is slower, and every turn feels untouched. The house where they age with pride, faded pastels, red tiled ropes, wooden balconies hold on to the another era. The wind here carries salt and silence instead of noise. You ride without urgency, without traffic, without distraction. Just narrow lanes, coconut trees leaning overhead, and history riding along with you, just beside you. This is old Goa, the quiet Goa, the Goa that existed long before the parties and will remain long after they fade away. And the highest point of Divar Island, Our Lady of Pity, that's the church. Simple, white, and watching over the island for centuries. There is no ground noise here, just quiet faith and old stone holding together. But it's the view that steals your breath. From up here, Divar unfolds in every direction. Green fields, wind roar, river wrapping the island like protecting arm. In this moment, you don't just see Divar, you understand it. After spending quite some time at the church, we headed towards our next destination. But before even the destination, there came some stunning views. If you see this church, this other church, famous church of Divar, we did not stop here. You can stop and look at it as well. But we were going towards our next destination, which will unfold one of the history of Divar. Welcome to Koti Tirthatali. Koti Tirthatali feels like a pause button on this island. Quiet stone steps, still water, and silence that almost echoes. No crowds, no noise, just reflections of sky and centuries of belief resting in one calm corner of the war. It's simple, but it stays with you. From still waters to sacred stone, we ride deeper into the war, towards Konkan Kashi. The road curves gently, coconut trees swaying overhead as if guiding the way. This temple, which we are about to visit, isn't just a place of worship, it's a symbol of resilience, rebuilt, restored, and rooted in history. And as the engine slows near its gates, you will feel it. The island doesn't just preserve beauty, it protects its soul. And that is where we are going to visit next. And here we are at the gates of Konkan Kashi, quiet, grounded, and powerful in its simplicity. There is no grandeur shouting for attention, just history standing firm as the engine cuts off. The silence feels deeper, like the island wants to step in slowly. Another chapter of Divar begins right here at Konkan Kashi. Just look at the street, quiet, sun washed, almost frozen in time. And then this abandoned Portuguese house, faded walls, broken windows, but still standing with dignity. Once filled with voices and life, now holding only echoes. This is the divan most people never see, old, untouched, and beautiful still. And then the road just disappears. What's left is mud, loose gravel, mangroves closing in from both sides. I won't lie, my heart was racing a little, part excitement and part what if I drop the bike here. This isn't the Goa you see online. No smooth coastal highways, no cafes waiting at the end, just raw terrain and the sound of your own engine echoing through the trees. Every bump made me more alert, but also more alive. And then, when you rise above it all, the drone revealing endless mangrove wrapping Divar in green, you realize it was worth every nervous second that you spent here. This is the wild side of Goa, and I loved every inch of it.